love you.
Bro.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We're
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen who are boarding this flight. I hope you guys are ready for this ride. And as you are taking LOS to
LAX.
you know, they say that nobody said. I said I'm saying that one of the greatest soldiers out there are people who are immigrants, specifically people who are African immigrants.
100%.
Do you second me on that?
I will second you on that.
Yeah.
Also because I am also an African immigrant.
That's why you're seconding me. No, not
I may be
because
biased.
of you.
Maybe biased to that
I
opinion.
think that we are strong soldiers. We are hard workers.
Yes.
We are very focused, and we also are like very tunnel vision when it comes to things that we love to do.
You know, the thing about people who are soldiers and people who are hard workers and tunnel vision is that what do soldiers all have in common?
PTSD.
Jesus. Well, yes. I was gonna say they're all suited up and armored, but PTSD is another one. Whoa. But yes, I was gonna say they're very guarded. You know, they're very suited up, very armored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very suited up. And I think with Africans and Nigerians, we specifically love what we do. And when we figure out what works for us, we stick to it. But speaking about love, I do feel like when it comes to love, Africans or specifically Nigerians, they tend to guard themselves more, and they don't tend to fully experience love or express love in the way that I would see other cultures do it.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I think Nigerians are one of the biggest expressors of love, just not in the way that we see it in other cultures.
Yeah, that's why I have to say other cultures do it.
Because I do think because Nigeria is a very service
oriented, yes,
service oriented community,
yes,
and it's kind of like everything they do, they will show you in their actions that hey, you are loved and I love you, even if they can't even comprehend the word in their heads. Like let me ask
comprehend.
Yeah, they can't comprehend. Like let me ask you, like what? When was the last time your dad said I love you? You and your mom.
Why do I feel like this seat is hot?
Wait, is it the PTSD?
I'm such a soldier, man. To be honest, if I want to be completely honest, I do think they've said it before. The last time is what literally I can't pull up in my memory because it might not be recent. I think that I do feel it.
Yes.
100%. But when it comes to the words, it's not something that we usually say. And people that know me, I also say like I don't say it. Like I'm gonna show you that you know
to say it.
I mean you, but I'm not. No, bro.
Say it.
Say it. Say it to happen. No, it's just like
I love you. Say it.
That's kind of crazy.
Say it. Do you not love me?
Yes, no.
Then say it.
Why do I have to say it? Is this?
We're not gonna continue this show.
Well, bro, it's okay. I love you.
No, bro, say it.
I
said it. No, we're not gonna move on.
Bro, what is this? This is not why we're here.
I thought we were here to help other people stop being guarded.
Well, we're trying to talk about it.
Oh,
how it's a thing.
So we're not here to help people.
Do I look like your helper? I'm your helper.
Big sister general, I've called out.
I'm not in this one. I am not a helper. If you want a helper, you see her on this side.
Okay.
Very easy and easy going.
Yes.
Me,
I'm a shower. Examples on this side.
I did hear. I literally I think when it comes to love, I can say the word. I think it's those three words together, that full sentence, that I do feel like it is a little hard for me when it's not needed, not necessary, when it's not appropriate, you know, like it's just not in the random situation. Maybe there was one time somebody was on the phone with me, one of our friends. I know the call, she said, She was like, okay, love you. I was like, okay. And then you know the worst part? My mom was walking up the stairs. My brother was in his room. I'm on the phone
She
like
said, "You're
this.
definitely not hearing that from me today."
I was actually panicking, bro. My heart was pounding. I was like, well, what do
But
I
wait,
say? No, I think there was like probably dead silence for like, I was like,
hey, shame with me, second hand.
I, I don't think she noticed. Maybe she did. I literally just and I hung up that phone. I was like, I started thinking about. Oh my gosh, this.
Bumble cat,
And then my
man,
mom
that's
smiled when she
crazy.
was walking. I was like,
It's like if they see me, I'm exposed.
oh,
Please.
never. That's just it's never like when I have a partner or like a husband. I feel like I will say it more. The more he says it, I will say it. So the more you force me to say, I probably will say it.
That's a different conversation now. Because so what you're saying is not that you can't say the word, is that you want to have confirmation
No, it's not
of the other
confirmation.
person
No,
being
even when
able
you
to
first tell
say
me,
this.
it's like I know I feel it, but it's just like okay, I'm like we do.
Please, I hope there's a zoom in on that face right there because that's insane work.
Like
What was that? Okay,
I feel like I have an allergic reaction.
where's the hives?
No, but that's what it feels like. Like I'm going through an allergic reaction. So you know when you're trying to live through an experience like soldiers, how like well I don't know, but
Say I was a soldier man.
I'm just people who are soldier. I feel like when they're going through an episode like that, like it almost feels like your body's like spasming and
Yeah,
like
like going through like a
it's almost like to let's say you're about to walk through a site that reminds you of something.
well, I guess PTSD was the right language after all.
You don't see it. I told you we are soldiers, serious
Okay,
soldiers.
but okay, so my question is, do you think it's enough for like us as immigrants or African people, parents? Do you think it's enough for us to just show our love through the acts of service, leave it at that, call it a day? Because if you see me doing these things, like as a parent, if you see me paying your tuition, if you see me putting a roof over your head, if you see me putting clothes on your back, then if that's enough for love, that I love you, that's enough. Cut it short. Our last episode we were talking about kids.
Yeah.
Do you feel like for your future kids, for example, who are going to grow up in
Oh,
like
I'm
an
gonna tell them I
American
love you so
sense?
many times so that they know it.
But if you can't do it right now, how
Like
do
I
you?
can't do it. It's just that when you say, "Tell me I love you," tell me I love you.
I love
Like
you.
okay, like no, you know what I mean.
We're gonna circle around.
No, do you know what I mean, bro?
It's giving she doesn't love me for real.
No,
That's what it's giving.
no, it's
But
almost
okay,
like you want me to say it on command.
it's on command. I'm
It
telling you.
literally, you were literally like, "Tell me you love me." Say I love you. Say I love you. And it's like, bro, like, chill out, you know?
Say that I love you. I
The point
really
is
love
if
you,
if
Lord.
it's the appropriate situation, like
Okay.
I'm feeling it, the odd butterflies in my stomach, like with the partner, or like in that moment, I feel like it's necessary to tell you like a sibling, so okay, I love you. Sometimes my siblings, I say it to my sister as a
Was it a joke?
as a joke. So and just I know it irks us. It's just
Oh
like,
my
bro,
gosh, she hates that.
like it's just
Even
like she's
physical touch. She's
even
like,
touch her. She's like,
yeah.
she's literally like, get
She's
off
just
of
shaking.
me, off of me now, please. So I'm like, can I get a hug? You know, I feel like I'm a little bit more expressive, to be honest. I'm like, can I get a hug?
Okay, I think what my issue, well, not issue, but what my thing is I feel like at the same time, why while I do get that, I do feel like sometimes, especially African parents, they
Yeah.
do feel like I've paid your school tuitions. There's a roof over your head. There is clothes on your back.
Uh huh.
There is food for you to eat. That's me saying I love you, and that's enough. I don't want to sound like an ungrateful child. Let me put that out there because I do love that I had all of that growing up because that's important.
Very,
But
very
I
important.
also do believe if you were to bring and I do, but yes, I'm more privileged than others. But if you are to bring a child into this world, I fully believe you should not be bringing that child into this world until you know you can take care of that child.
That's not.
So if you
saying you can't
cannot,
take care of the child.
no, no. So if you cannot, put that child through school, if you cannot feed them, if you cannot put clothes on their back, if you cannot put a comfortable roof over their heads, if you cannot
Uh-huh.
have a place for them to lay their heads to sleep, then you shouldn't have been having that kid in the first place. Because now that kid is subjected to less than what any child should experience in life, is how I feel.
Okay.
So because of that reason, I do feel like those are also basic amenities that kids should have. At the same time, I do feel it's basic amenities. Like, same thing, like if you can't take care of the kid, then the kid goes into foster home. The foster home is
Mm-hmm.
basically
Mm-hmm.
food to eat, clothes, where to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's why it is basic. Why they do it because they love you.
Yeah,
I
because
also
you
feel
birthed a
like
child, you have to
you
provide
have to
those
provide for the child.
amenities.
You have to provide
Yeah.
those amenities. So my thing is, if that's basic amenities and that's something like even a child that you hated, you probably would still have to do it for the child.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that you love me. So you tell me you love me, and I want to know why you do.
The why is the action though? Wait, no,
No,
no, no.
the
That cannot.
the
The why. Why do I love you? That's a great question. Why
and
do you love
it's
someone?
enough to
Do you
love.
have to
It's
tell
enough
somebody why you
to.
love them? Like, you, I feel like this is not going well for me.
I
Just
see
to
a chill,
preface
baby.
that.
What's your? I
No, I
mean,
mean it's.
if someone, if I like, I'm telling you
I
what.
love
Do
you.
you
Like,
know?
do you?
I can tell you why I love you.
I don't want. Don't tell me why you love me. Okay.
You want me to tell you why I love you?
No, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like I honestly I think for a parent sometimes it honestly might be even enough to say I love you because you're my child.
Yeah,
And I
but
will
the
for me.
why, like
Mhm,
with when it comes to like a
mhm.
parent-child dynamic, do you think that I can tell you I love you? Do I say no? You should say why you love them, but how often should you say why you love them?
It doesn't have to be often, but I do feel like I said, I don't think saying, "Oh, I love you because you are my child," is even honestly enough for an African parent. And it's like them even doing that much is low key like you've tried, you know. But I do think also as you grow, you can force your parents to do it too.
You can
My
start saying I love
my
you.
parents didn't used to say I love you or
Oh, so you
anything.
force them to.
And I came to I wasn't used to it because I didn't think nobody said I love you in Nigeria. No one
Oh,
says I love
okay.
you. Yeah. Then I came to the US and my family in the US, they were very expressive with I love you, bye. Every like before you leave, when you wake up in the morning, you give a hug. Before you leave the house, you give a hug. When you come back, you give a hug. Like we're like that's the kind of family, When I first came, it was a little odd because I'm like, there's so much hugging, there's so much I love yous, there's so much like sweet words like oh baby da 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 like it was that's how they communicate and I'm like what is
You're
this.
so it's so new to
I was like
you.
what so one time
And that's what they do for you.
that's what I did for you. I said, hey,
That's what they do
I
for
said,
you.
oh so I feel like it made me a lot more also but when I came to I was what 17 or
Okay.
16 so I was still in my formative years to where it was like oh I can
You can
get jiggy
adjust
with
to
this
this. Like I
like oh,
can. This
okay
can be
this
my
is kind of cute, this is my
normal.
normal and now it's my normal. And so now my mom, every phone call back, oh bye mom, love you. And then initially she was like a little twitch in her head, like, huh? What was that? But then now my mom will be like, okay, love you, bye. So she says love you now. My dad, he was a harder nut to crack. Till this day, like he'll get a little awkward. Sometimes when he's feeling way too awkward, he'll just be like, okay, take care of yourself. But sometimes I'll be like, okay, love you, bye. Take care of yourself. Dad, love you, bye. Love you too. Bye. I'm like, thank you. And then we'll get off the phone.
Like just say
I
it.
know, because I know you love me, but
It
just say
can't
it.
be that hard.
Especially if you're for me, like my parents like are in Nigeria while I'm here in the US. So it's
Uh,
like there's not a lot of acts of service that can happen while we're this far separate.
what money?
So
If there's anything that African parents, well, Nigerian parents love more than anything is
is
if you
to
spoil them with money.
no, I'm talking about them to me. The heck?
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you meant you to them for
No,
acts of service.
them to me for
Okay.
acts of service, and like, because growing up, they did show theirs, and like, it wasn't just okay, tuition, food, da da da. It was like, you got good grades, here's a new bike. Oh, I want a guitar,
Ah,
here's a guitar.
they gave you a guitar.
Bro, my dad was so mad at me because
You don't even
I
know how to
was
play.
so
What a
obsessed.
waste.
I first of all, I knew how to pick up the strings, but I was so obsessed with Hannah Montana growing up, so I wanted a guitar. My dad got me the guitar. I watched the Hannah Montana episode where she plays the guitar singing. When she was done, boom, she smashes it.
Ah.
And then in the next episode, she had a guitar that looked just like the one that she just had. So I'm thinking it's a normal thing to smash the thing, and then tomorrow it becomes the
Hey.
same thing. So
Yeah.
they said to play listen for us. At the man, I just learned Mary had a little lamp on guitar. So I was playing this thing. I was not happy in the end, and I did to rock out. Bam! Everybody went silent.
This is another crystal.
My dad said, "What?" I said, "Oh, tomorrow. Like I'll play again tomorrow." And he was like, because he was confused. He's like, "From where will you play again tomorrow? Didn't you just matched it?"
Yeah.
So he was so pissed. Then I had to
I'll
explain
be
to him
pissed
what
too.
happened. But I think he was like, "Okay, she's a kid. She just truly did not know. It wasn't like I was just trying to be funny." But they never got me another guitar after that. They were like,
You're
"No,
not
your
getting
chance is
another
done."
guitar.
They were like, "It's over." I was
How
like,
old were
"Oh."
you? So that I know if I'm making this you're a kid excuse for you.
I think it was like 6 maybe.
Oh, okay, yes,
I was
you're a
probably like
kid.
6 when I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. I know that's completely valid if you smashed it. Because if you were gonna
I
tell
was
me like
like,
13, I'm like,
no, 13, I had sense by then.
like which kind of
I had sense by I
smello
had
are
sense
you?
by 13.
Okay, uh-huh.
No. But I think yeah, so they showed your love in different ways. So now that I'm here and they're there, I feel like acts of service is not as prevalent in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's kind of like in the conversations we have, I need the love to translate into our conversations. So
Yeah.
if at the end of the call, if I said I love you, you don't tell me I love you back for some reason, that means you're pissed about this call
Mm-hmm.
and we're not cool. And then we end the call. I'm like, okay, then you have to call me back and be like, what happened? You know. So I think it depends.
It does depend, and I don't know if this particularly is for every Nigerian household here, because I do think that coming to America, they become a lot more expressive.
Oh yes.
So not all of them are like this, but I know for like the Nigerians that are in Nigeria, or
Mm-hmm.
very few here maybe, that our parents are more action lovers. They love hard
Yes.
through their actions. For
Mm-hmm.
example, like if when I say, "Oh my gosh, I love strawberries," like, or I love apples, we always have
Cat.
apples.
One big
We
cactus
always have
apple
strawberries
strawberries.
a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Sometimes I grow out of my love for strawberries that just stay
They will
in
still be
rot,
bringing it.
and they'll still be
They
bringing it.
still
And it's
buy
like,
this.
okay, like now it's just
I was
getting
like,
too
guys,
much.
let's not buy
Like
again. It's
no,
okay.
no more. Like I tell you, I eat apple saute, apple feet grow on my head, and they keep buying and buying. Like I feel like we
Mm-hmm.
always have steady supply of
Exactly.
apples, and because I
Mm-hmm.
say I like something,
They're
or if
gonna
my
give you that.
brother like his favorite food, like anytime he's coming back, like it's always gonna
Will
be
be
in the
there.
house. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Chile is coming back. We're gonna make this.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I think
Oh
that's
yes.
that's how like my family
Show
shows
their
love.
love.
Like we're
Mm-hmm.
definitely like very much acts of service people, and I find that that is particularly also my one of my love languages, second
Same.
to gift giving.
As the name is gift, I say second
As
to
I know
gift
it's
to
give,
give.
I love
Uh-huh.
to give and I do love to receive.
See,
And honestly,
yeah.
as big as my pocket gets, that's how big
Big
your
your gifts
gifts
is
are
good.
gonna get.
Yeah.
Like if I'm really in a great season, you will feel it. If I'm not
Mm.
necessarily in a great season, you collect something, but you know, we're all
I'm
managing.
manage. You have to
You too, you
manage. It's
manage
okay.
small too.
As long as you will receive self, you say
Henna, but
thank you.
that's for sure. You like you will receive something, and if I'm not able to do that, then I that's when my acts of service will need to be doubled because now
Yeah.
you need to show. I need to show you that I love
Oh,
you. Hey.
are you saying it to me?
No, not you, bro. I mean, I love you, Somi.
Hey, stop it!
You like that?
Ew, don't touch me.
Oh,
Anyways,
oh! When I do it now, it's you don't really say it. You don't like say it. Now I say I love you. You don't want to collect.
the go shoot.
You don't collect. You see what I can say it, but I don't. I just don't tell me to do it on command. I want to be able to say it by myself.
Okay,
Yes, like
that's
when you say
fair.
I love you, say I'm like no, bro. Like don't force the I love you out of my
Fair
mouth.
enough.
Yeah, and that's why it feels like whenever people do like a call and response for I love you, so it's like I feel like I have to say it, and I don't like that feeling of being forced to say it.
Which is fair, but also it's kind of like maybe they're just saying it because they do love you.
But then it's not.
But it's like
I
they
have to
don't
say
want to
it back.
force you, but they're not forcing you to say
No,
it
but
back.
some conversations you're going, you're like, oh, okay, blah, 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 love you.
Love you too.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That love you too
Oh,
feels
you
like
can. You
this.
honestly,
The
it
call and
could be.
response is like, okay, do like I
No, but there's some couples where if I don't feel like saying out, they'd be like, "Oh, love you, bye, babes."
Okay. Bye, babes. I'll say, oh, thank you so much for telling me that.
That's so awkward. That's so awkward and disgusting.
So they say that in Love Island or like Love is Blind when
Oh,
somebody
you
says
said
I
I
love
love
you
you. Just
first,
like,
and I
oh,
said
I
thank you
really
so much
appreciate you for saying.
for saying that to me. I appreciate knowing where your head's at. Huh?
I hate that. I
Well,
hate that.
that's past where my head's at. Now that's where my
The
heart
one time I
is.
decided to be vulnerable first with a guy, and I was
Uh,
like, you know what? Maybe I should want. Maybe I should just initiate. I should be vulnerable. Da da da. And I was like, oh, I just feel like da da da. Like I love
give you a
you.
la.
And he said, oh my gosh, you know what? Just thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that.
Oh, that's awkward.
I want to throw up. And she's saying that like, just can't say it right now, but like, definitely feeling. I feel like we're going there. Throw up, bro. I said I need to
When
go
was
home.
this?
Don't forget. Don't worry about that. Let's move on.
Okay.
Actually, I have a little thing I
You have
wanted us
a
to
notes
play.
app going on
I always have a notes app going on. Have you met
for each of
me?
your men.
No, for this podcast, bro.
Oh, okay, okay.
What the heck?
You see, my mind was going one way, her
I said,
mind
what
was
are we
going the
talking
other way. I'm
about?
like, we're talking about love. So I'm like, oh, okay.
You say
Like,
for the men?
I'm like, do you
First
have
of
a
all, the way
notes
she
app
even
for
said
all
that, like I
men?
have men out there. Calm down. Relax. I was gonna do a would you rather, is
Oh,
what
go
I
ahead, go
wanted
ahead,
to
go
look at
ahead.
with you.
Oh, you okay?
Okay. I have some would you rather questions for you.
Okay.
Are
Why
you
are you looking at
scared?
me like that?
Don't be
Like,
scared.
never
Okay,
scared of
first one.
nothing.
Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Would you rather have a parent who says I love you every single day but can't help you financially? Or have a parent who never says I love you but pays for your entire education and a down payment on your house?
This question is not fair. I'm Nigerian at heart. I like money. I like money. Of course, like I know that if you're paying for me, you love me. I also know that if you tell me you love me constantly, you do love me. Now it's about which one do I need? And it's probably
Which
the
one do I
financial
need?
aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if you're gonna pay for my tuition and that's gonna help me get to the next
Yeah.
stage of my
It's
life.
like what kind of love do I need?
Yeah, it's like what type of
Mm-hmm.
love do I need right now?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm about to pick between both of them, I'm a student. What love do I need?
Mm-hmm.
I need that financial love.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how they show it. Because you see, Nigerian parents, they like to show that they have money. And
Mm-hmm.
they
I like to show it
and they don't tell them,
by
yes,
spending it
I
on.
put a house, I put
Mm-hmm.
a house, down payment.
My son has 2 degrees.
Wow,
Doctor, but PhD
P-
doctor, doctorate.
stop that. I'm
No,
not joining for that one.
it's doctor
It's
too.
doctor, yeah. It's doctor and
Doctorate.
then
Yeah.
MDs or DO is physician.
I know, but it's just so interesting that I find that a lot of Nigerian parents they don't they don't specify the doctor.
They don't, they just say
They
doctor.
just say doctor, and then like
So
that's what
what
I'm
kind of doctor
thinking
are
is
you?
like.
Since I've been like volunteering at like hospitals, a bunch of things I've been hearing people when like doctors introduce themselves, they always like, "Oh hi, my name is this. I'm a physician." They don't say I'm a
They don't say
doctor. They say
doctor,
I'm a physician.
physician. Yeah,
I'm like, oh
because
okay.
we have to like clarify
So I felt
who I
like who I
am
am. I was like,
versus
yeah,
others.
because the other ones they can't say they're a physician.
They can't
So
say
it's like
physician. Yeah, you have to
so
say
now these days when you
doctor.
tell me doctor, I'm like, okay, it's a
Also, you're a
PhD.
physician.
Yeah, but when you tell me physician, I know you're a physician. So it's like,
Okay.
okay, now I know. Okay. I think I'll say the same thing. Financial, like
Mm.
give me the like I know you love
You
me.
want the
We don't need that. You could
of course.
help me. Okay, second question I have. Would you rather cry in front of your traditional African parents and explain exactly why you're sad? Or would you rather keep it all inside and just tell them I'm fine, just tired for the rest of your life?
I feel like I wanted to get to this point at some point. Now we're gonna have to have this
Yeah,
conversation
okay.
where I feel like when it comes to the way we are raised in the Nigerian household, it almost feels like that emotional vulnerability may not be encouraged. Not like they tell you to
Mhm.
open up, but it's just like it doesn't feel like the space to just cry each time and say it because you see them and they seem so hyper independent and they're able to handle everything. You barely see a breakdown, and as a child you are emulating your parents and you try to be like them even though we say we aren't. We end up being our parents,
Exact
and
mirrors.
we also take up that side of them where they're not also emotionally vulnerable. So in that sense, I do feel like the default for us would probably be to keep it to ourselves. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times that we just keep it to ourselves, and like only when it's like really really grave, like it's this
Mm-hmm.
is insane, that even if I can't stop myself from crying,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm crying, and it's like, okay, what's wrong, why are you
Really
crying,
right.
what's wrong?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I feel that I will tend to keep it to myself and think I can fix it,
Mm-hmm.
just fix it all, or you know what, I'll just leave it to God, like pray it away or something. And that's probably how I feel about this. So it does depend on the context, but my default would be to just keep it to myself, unfortunately.
That's fair. As I mean, that's very fair for honestly for a lot of people like immigrants,
Mm-hmm.
Africans. The default is to keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I've been recently having more conversations with the older people within my community and family. Not like older people who are like um 30s and above. So even my
Okay,
cousins and then
but that's
people
not
and also people who
parents
are no
age.
people who are older like my aunt as well.
Okay.
I feel like we have a lot of conversations now, like a lot of conversations that I'm just like, because in my head, like my main thing is always just I always think like I am a young woman
Mm,
in America who has never lived this life before. I have never navigated this space before.
yeah.
And every time I try to do something on my own, I feel like it never works out the way I want it to work out.
Okay.
And I keep telling myself, like, there's so many people around me who
That
have
you could
already done
ask.
this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are we not having more conversations and more comfortable conversations? Like, why do I have to be like alone and confused all the time? That doesn't make sense to me, you
I'm
know?
here for you now.
As once again, you two are also a young American woman in a Nigerian woman in America who have not lived the experiences yet.
How do you
So
know that I've not lived the experiences? Age, no, they quantify experience.
age definitely
Age
what
does no, 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 no.
age definitely.
I may have lived
Mhm.
through a lot more things that you might not think I have because of my age, but that doesn't mean I haven't experienced it.
Which is fair,
Uh
but
huh.
there's something that I learned is you don't you think you know everything that your parents have experienced, or you think you know everything they possibly have experienced, but the truth is we're not having conversations with these people that as much as you think you are. Because
Mm.
I used to think I knew everything they already know, like we've already yes, yeah, I understand you went through this, blah blah blah.
Mm.
But the more I talk to people like my aunts, the more I talk to even my mom, like having like honest conversation with them, I'm like, you did what? I'm like, you went through what? Like like how did you even like they're like, yeah, it's just different times, different ways it comes out, but like it's still all the same thing. And then they actually give me real solid advice that I'm like, I would never even have thought about that. And
Mm.
I feel like we think we know everything at our age, or like we've already experienced so much that there's nothing that can surprise us.
Yeah.
But talking to them, I was like, oh, and at the end of the whole talk, they're like, yeah, you barely even begin to see the things and experience the things that are actually gonna happen. And I'm like, this is crazy. But it helps me because now I'm like in my head, like I don't feel alone. I don't feel crazy that's happening to me. And I do think I think I think there's a huge gap between like talking to people who are older than you,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the immigrant community, the African community, that like we're not taking advantage of the resources we have in the sense of there are people who have truly lived these things and they don't know how to share it because they were not used to being expressive. And unless you ask, and even when you ask, you have to really like build this trust and wall of like we cannot judge people in any situation. But I just think it's interesting. Honestly, I feel like at some point in the podcast it would be nice to actually have guests
Of course.
of people who are even older who are like
Uh huh.
willing to honestly and like
Have
non-judgmentally
I feel like
discuss
we would definitely
topics
come
like
back
that.
to this
Topic,
topic,
yeah.
and if we do, we should have like an older parent or
Absolutely, I
aunt
think
or
so.
something like that, where they can really share. Because I will second that, and like I agree with you. When I do try to have honest conversations, and I think I find that I also like gain something from that
Hmm.
conversation with them. But more than that, it's just I feel like we remove a layer. that was
Mm-hmm.
previously there before. But now it's almost like, okay, that layer is gone. So we can have more conversations like this, and each time it feels like, okay, we're getting closer to
Okay.
something. But you didn't answer the question, because you said conversation, but your would you rather was cry versus
Ah.
keep it to yourself.
Okay. So, to be honest, before the position I am right now in life, I would say I would rather keep it to myself. But I think would I cry? Probably not.
Uh,
I'll probably cry.
answer the
No,
question.
no,
Would
hold
you
on.
cry? Probably not.
I'll probably cry on my own, but they will see, you will see on my body demeanor like, oh, something's wrong with her. And then the moment they ask me, I'm gonna spill it.
But you won't cry and spill and all of that.
Honestly, I've actually had moments where I've cried. Honestly, I think about it. I think they just one recently had a moment where I cried to my aunt, and she literally had to pick me up from the floor. So
Really?
there's been moments. So like honestly, Sunny is like I said exactly what's wrong, and but then in that moment, in my head, I'm thinking no one else is even express like feeling how I'm this feeling, and then, she starts telling me, oh yeah, like actually at this point in my life, that happened, and I'm like, wait, it happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, this is what happened, and like this is how I had to do. She's like, you know what? No one actually told me how to deal with it, but this is what I did. I honestly ended up working. I'm like, oh, okay, and like it just quickens my healing process.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't now, I could have gone up to my room and just been sad the whole night, but now instead I've shared this, and now it's like, oh, she's making dinner, and then dinner even turns into, oh, a food that I like, that I can use that I enjoy, and then now we're laughing, smiling, now watching a movie, and now I go to sleep happy. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like my healing process was quick, like it was the whole like it's way quicker than when I would have just been like, okay, good night, and then I go up and then cry for almost 2 days, in my room. So it's just
2 days.
like yeah, I mean, like not like
Rah
2 days
rah.
straight, but like I'll cry tonight, I'll be sad. I'll go and continue tomorrow, and I come back the next night and be like, ugh.
Okay,
So
okay,
you know what I mean.
okay.
So just
Yeah,
like
I
it just
definitely know what you
helps.
mean.
Yeah.
I think that because that question was specifically those two,
Hmm.
my answer was that. But I feel that now a good quote, I think it's a quote that I have been working
Hmm.
with is that I think that I have the greatest problem, but people out there are going through even
Worse.
worse. But when you're going through your issues, you
Hmm.
think it's the worst
First
thing
thing
that
is over.
anybody can ever
Mm-hmm.
experience. You think that you're one of God's greatest soldiers.
Yep.
But I found that I don't necessarily keep to myself anymore. I tend to talk about it
Hmm.
now, or like if there's really an issue that I've had recently with anything, like either I'm talking to my sister, or I talk to my brother, or I talk to like close friends,
Hmm.
loved ones, or like just like I vent it now. I'm a
Yeah.
venter now.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second to
Again,
vent.
like let me tell you.
Let me vent because one thing venting does for me now is like
Hmm.
I get some form of clarity. Also, like it feels like a weight is lifted off my chest. Doesn't mean that
Oh
the
yeah.
problem is gone, but it just feels
Better.
better to hear like, okay, it's not that bad. Like
Hmm.
when a second head is telling you, okay, this is this, and like when something like this happened to me, it wasn't that crazy. It just
Mm.
gives you a first fresh perspective.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gives you a solution. Other
Hmm.
time it gives you more to think about and helps you really find a solution
Honestly,
for yourself.
which is really true.
So I don't necessarily think I keep to myself anymore. I used to though.
Hmm.
I used to be
Oh,
a
are
bottler.
you
Like that
kidding
bottle
me?
was thick
We
and big.
were we were we were roommates in well apartment mates in college, and bro, you had to dig
You had to dig
through this
with me.
girl
You
to
had to
get
dig.
anything out of
Any
her.
any
And the
any
thing
single
is,
thing you dig
you
with
come, she
me.
would be like, I'm fine. I'm like, bro, that's the fakest smile you could ever like for somebody who knows you. At least give me a faker smile that makes me is a little more realistic for me to at least work with. I'm like, bro, like, can you speak? And it'd be like, it'll be days, bro. It'll
Yeah.
be days.
No, I
But
agree.
now, before she can even tell me, she won't call me on the phone. God, do you know what just happened?
Like I'll turn it to a story time, Seth. Like I find that I don't know if it's with age. I don't know what it is, but I've
It might
become
be.
more open. I think it's with age and also with the people I've been meeting now, and
Mm-hmm.
the people I've meeting now are demanding it from me,
Yeah.
where they're like. it's not okay until you open your mouth.
Mouth,
And now I
exactly.
have no choice than to open
Open your
my
mouth.
mouth. So I think before it, people who have been digging with me,
Oh.
if you've been digging with me now, it's easy. Just you might even
So
ask me,
thank
and
God.
I just open it for you like
So yeah,
yeah.
yeah, bah.
Nah. But
I know we
if
have
you
one
meet
we
me,
still have
you
to dig that I haven't finished digging yet. Then we come back, but continue.
yeah, me I don't even know that we're digging something.
I don't
No.
know what I would I don't know what we're digging.
I
We're
don't know
digging
what
it.
we're digging, but most likely it's probably something. And it's just like it's just when something feels exhausting, or you know what, I'm like, let me ask somebody, or it definitely comes up in the conversation at
Mm-hmm.
some point. So I do think that over time I have learned that, a problem shared is a problem half solved.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
True, that's funny. Speaking of quotes, I saw a meme on Instagram the other day, and it was like, "Yeah, my mom didn't raise no quitter. She did raise a complainer, though.
Oh
So I will
yes,
complain
I am a
about it. I
complainer,
won't quit,
venter
but I'm
complainer.
gonna let you
Ooh,
know that
I do
I'm
it
mad
so
about it."
well. I do it so well. The other day I had an interview, and for some reason the interview went quick,
Mm-hmm.
which is not a bad thing. It
No,
went
but then,
fast,
yeah.
like it was great conversation. But then because it was short, I started complaining. I said, didn't they have more to ask me? Why was it so short? Huh?
You know, like me. So what was
Do
it?
you
Do
not
you
like
have any more
me?
questions?
And then my sister was like, she's like, what are you complaining about? I said, because it was short. And she's like, well, doesn't that mean it went by
Go fast,
faster?
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but it was short. Like, ask me more
And
things. Like,
then we'll be
I'm like,
talking about
what are you
everything.
complaining about?
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I
I was like,
guess
please.
there's not exact, but I'm a complainer. Really, that's what it is. I'm a complainer. Most when it comes to things you ask me to do, I'm a complain, but I'll still do it. I
Oh,
end up doing it.
100%.
But as I'm doing it, I'm complaining. I'm moaning and groaning, like just hollering. Something is coming out of my mouth the whole time I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess like now the question really is, so are we saying that, oh, things are okay as they are, people will just show their acts of service, you don't have to say I love you, or are you encouraging people to start being a little more expressive with themselves, and not even just saying the words I love you, but
Mm-hmm.
saying like how you feel, like being able to say to your African parents like, oh, you know what, I'm feeling kind of sad right now, like I just need to like sleep and refresh, or are you still sticking to, oh, I'm fine, just tired?
I think going back to the way we were raised, we're raised to suppress
Mm,
than to express. And I do think that as over time, I would encourage expression
okay.
more than suppression, because I used to be an avid suppressor, and that does nothing for you. It just keeps weighing on your mind. Stress actually ages you. So
Quickly,
the
quickly,
more
girl.
stressed you are about something, the more aged you are about it. So it just lingers on your mind. So what was the question again?
The question was basically, are we building and trying to heal towards being more expressive with our feelings, or are we saying like, oh, it's okay for people to express however they want to express? If that means not saying it, if that means holding it in, if that's the way of your, like, what are you telling um our
Yeah,
what do you call them, our
subscribers,
flight attendants,
you
our
fly
flight the
attend,
flight attendees, huh?
no,
The
passengers.
passengers.
Yes.
What are you telling the passengers?
Well, passengers, I am telling you that you do have emotional freedom to, express it however you want. If suppression is what you do need in the moment, yes, but I will not encourage you to stay in that
Mm,
moment of isolation for too long. I would do think that it's important to have support systems that are there for you, even if it's not your parents that you can immediately share to. It's great when you have a friend that might even encourage you to go and tell your parents. Like I do have someone that if I tell them, they're like, "Have you told your mom yet?" And I'm like, "Well, she doesn't need to know." It's like, why doesn't she need to
yeah.
know? And I'm like,
Oh, I was
well,
that with your sister.
yeah. And I'm like, they're like, why doesn't she need to know? I'm like, well, because the way she will react. I'm like, okay, what way would she react? So I've already created
The
the
whole
scenario and I've
scenario.
ended it and I've given myself the end result
Mm-hmm.
for myself. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I think this is better for me to just keep to
Mm-hmm.
myself. But then he helped me like break it down. It's like, okay, this is not, just tell her or tell
Mm-hmm.
him. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll tell. And I find that telling does help, and speaking about it does help. So while suppression is the default, I do think that, we can lean towards expression, and it would definitely help if you have somebody that you go to, and somebody that
Mm-hmm.
you also allow them to come to you, because it's not always take take
Take,
take. You
take,
also have to
take,
give
give.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
100%. 100%. I agree. I agree. I
You
think so.
okay?
I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing. So because it takes time too to build something like that. And,
Yes.
they always tell you like, oh, can I get a trusted adult to do something? I think it takes time to build whatever you're building with your trusted adults.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think people should start leaning more towards being expressive. 'Cause I don't know, just like talking to people is just like so important. Like I just feel like it just really, like you said, stress is an ager, and like I feel like I looked older while I was in college
Really?
than how I look now.
Oh, you know what? Because you're so stressed,
You're
you
so
just look
stressed.
so
You just look,
raggedy.
ugh. And like you
Like,
just look like and then there's no one to talk to. There's no one, like, you get your friends, but like even your friends are also stressed too from the same thing. So
yes,
instead of
we're
you
all
guys
just
like
stressed together.
helping each other, you're just more like
We're all
we're
both
all, we're all
stressing
both
each
stressed
other.
so it was just like everyone was just like But now I just feel like I'm a lot more like not like things are not weighing down on me, but like the more I'm able to share it, the more I
Hmm.
feel like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
Or oh, like I feel more empowered to, like, you can live your life, you can live life. It
Hmm.
doesn't end here,
Hmm.
So it's just, yeah, that's what I would say.
No,
I would
I
agree.
definitely, agree with this. When you were saying stress does age you, I remember a video I just saw about how people were saying when you're in a toxic relationship, or a relationship that doesn't doesn't work for you, you're so stressed, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't even look great, and then you glow after you break up with the person.
Uh-huh.
It's literally, it kind of applies here too. When you break up with your suppression, you
Mm-hmm.
start to glow
That's like a little
better,
better.
and you start to like feel more empowered to even like seek help
Oh
each
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
Because last time, the last time you spoke to somebody about it, it did help. So now that you're going through something that
Mm-hmm.
seems hard, even it might not be the worst thing ever, you feel more empowered to like reach out to
Go
somebody.
exactly and talk to somebody about
Yeah,
it.
definitely an adult, like your parents, are a good resource, like you say,
Mm-hmm.
because while it might not seem like they've been through everything, but they were once young too.
Mm-hmm.
And look at me saying this. Do I take my own advice? Maybe
Nope.
not. But I know that they were once young too, and it's like the few times that, or not often, but when I get to talk to my mom and like we get through a layer, it feels like, huh? Like, you went through that,
Yeah,
and I'm stressed about my car breaking down.
yeah.
Like, what?
It's like, oh, so it's not that deep.
I'm like, okay, I guess mine's not that deep, but this is
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
No, it's
Yeah,
funny that actually, if you just mentioned the whole relationship thing. If you've seen I don't think you watched the recent season of Love Is Blind.
I didn't watch.
There's this couple, Ashley and Alex. Ugh, Alex, Ashley and Alex, and when the season first started, this Ashley girl, like, she's so pretty, like
Uh,
tall,
uh,
tall, blonde, beautiful eyes, like
uh-huh.
she was like slaying down the carpet, all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, she's so pretty, she's so fine, bro. When she was now going through the entire season with this man, I'm like, girl, why do you look like that? Like, you could just
Really?
tell, like, she was just so drained. She wasn't looking the way she was looking. And I was watching with the sister too, and I was telling
Uh-huh.
her like, no, this man is like taking away her shine.
No, it does
Like,
take
he
away your
literally
shine.
like
They
just
drain
drained her.
you, blood sucker.
And literally the end of the episode at the wedding, where like we all knew she was gonna break up with him,
Mm-hmm.
you could already see the glow coming back. The reunion episode, she was just like, I'm me again. I was like just in
Of
a
course.
few 4 weeks, like they can just like, that's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. So, I think a key takeaway from what I have said throughout all this is that I did mention that, as immigrants, we're kind of soldiers, and we do have our own shared PTSD with this whole emotional vulnerability. And it's not just us, we might think that's just us that's that way, but I'm sure that our parents felt the same way with their parents as well. So
mm-hmm.
we shouldn't be continuing this cycle. And I
Break the
love that we had that
cycle.
conversation
Mm-hmm.
about how we want to raise our kids in
Kids.
the future, because
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would want them to feel vulnerable with me, I think that
Mm.
being having emotional vulnerability is definitely a strength as
Yes,
well. And
absolutely.
it's and we might feel it as like Africans or Nigerians, we might feel like it's an instability, like it just shakes you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it does.
I
At
don't
least
think
I've
it
come to a
does.
stage I don't really think it does.
Yes, also I think it would save a lot more people. Just in the sense of like if I'm able to talk to like my parents about
Yeah.
dating, it's like I would make way less mistakes in dating if I could talk to them about it.
Yeah, probably. I talk to my
Yeah.
friends, but shoot,
But
y'all
your
are
friends,
advising me crazy
yeah,
too.
because they're also thinking the same crazy I'm thinking. So
Yeah.
the advice they're probably giving me is what I'm giving myself, and now we're both the blind leading the blind.
I definitely think
You
we're
know,
blind in that. So we definitely needed a trusted adult in those
we need a
situations.
trusted
And
adult,
we didn't
and we
have
didn't
that.
have
But
one.
me, I'm a trusted adult. You can ask me through our Japa hotline.
Yes, through the
Mm-hmm.
Japa hotline. Ask us. We tell
You
you.
can be emotionally vulnerable
Yes.
with
If
us.
you don't trust us, we'll go and find trusted adult and we'll come back and tell you what
I
they
hear
said.
now, and isn't it anonymous, Loki?
He's anonymous, yeah.
So you can
So you
really
can
just
say, yeah,
drop anything in there, and
anything in there.
whatever it is, like any stories that you might have, or you just want some advice on certain
Mm-hmm.
things. Because I know it's hard to definitely open up to people,
Mm-hmm.
especially when nobody around you does that, and your childhood didn't really give you opportunities for
Exactly.
that.
No
I definitely
resources.
understand that. So we are your
We
resources,
are
if
Big Sister
anything.
General.
Yeah. So take it from us. Take it
Yes.
from us. I enjoyed this episode. I
I
think
did.
it's just one of those things that definitely needs to be talked about. We will
Mm-hmm.
revisit this
We will
because
revisit this.
do want to like hear from an older
100%.
person. I want to
100%.
like really like pick their brain,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure like it'll be such an emotional episode.
It,
Maybe I feel
yeah,
like it
I feel like
probably
it
will
probably would
be.
be because it's just like, dang. Also, you remind them to like, oh, they were once a little girl, and just like, yeah,
Yes,
no, that'd be good.
that would be
But
such a
that's a
yeah.
different flight.
I look
That's a
forward to
different
that.
flight. Yeah.
Make sure you join us for that
Yes.
flight when
Mm-hmm.
that does come out, but it
Mm-hmm.
will. You know how you can know if it comes out if you keep following each one.
Yes.
If you keep boarding the flight, you will see that the moment that one come
Board
out.
your flights. You don't like vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Board the flights.
Yeah, I like
I
vacation.
like
No, I
vacation.
like to
Yes,
travel.
I have to travel
Yeah.
every
Well,
day.
stay in touch with us. Like, follow, subscribe.
Yes, all the good stuff.
Yes, and just stay connected so you never miss a flight from LOS
To
Thank
LAS.
you.